Hola, buenos días. Welcome to Mexico. So you want to know all about the visas for Mexico. You've come to the right place. First and foremost, Mexico doesn't give visitors a visa. It's a travel card. That travel card lasts for 180 days, 6 months. How do you get this, you may ask? It's easy. You get it on entry. When you're on the plane arriving into Mexico, the stewardess will give you 2 little cards to fill in. One's for immigration and one's for customs. Once you've completed it on the plane, and you get to passport control, you hand that over, they stamp it and they tear it in half and give you 1/2 back. You must keep this. It saves getting another one when you go to exit Mexico. Now on the customs card, there's a few things to fill out. The main one is to do with your duty-free exemptions and what you're allowed to bring into the country. If you're a normal tourist and you're only going to be here a week or 2 weeks, you've got nothing to worry about. Well, hopefully you haven't. Maybe except for a couple of items that are going to be on there. One of them is tobacco, which is 10 packs of cigarettes and 3 litres of alcohol. There are other items that are listed on the form, such as cameras, TVs, video equipment, recording equipment, a lot to do with electronics. For me, the clause that you're only allowed to bring 2 cameras into the country worried me a little. And also I've done research on bringing a drone into Mexico, and apparently that was going to be chargeable as well. Having 3 separate cameras plus the drone, I was expecting the worst from customs. They'll charge you 6% of what the item is worth. Now customs is a bit weird in Mexico. They have like a lottery system. Now I've heard that this is going to be phased out, but at the moment, as of the 3rd of December 2018, it was still applicable in Cancun, where I flew into. So when you get to customs, there's an officer standing there under what looks like a traffic light with a red light and a green light. He'll ask you for your customs declaration form that you filled out on the plane, as I just said, and he asked me how much tobacco and how much alcohol I had with me. And then he asked you to push the button. Now, depending on whether the button goes red or green, that obviously is going to dictate as to whether you get pulled over by customs or not. Now mine turned green, so I just sailed through and obviously didn't have to pay any further taxes or anything like that, or have them going through my bags. So if you're over your limit and it's gone red and you've got pulled, then be prepared to pay, as I said, 6% of the value of the items that you're over by. Now, probably a good idea, if you have, is to bring the receipts for those items with you, just in case. So if you're coming here on holiday or vacation, this doesn't apply to you, because the likelihood is that when you booked your holiday, it might have been an all-in-one package which included the flight and your accommodation and maybe a transfer from the airport. I don't do it that way. I book my flights independently and arrange my accommodation when I get here, so it's a bit the skin of my teeth. One of the stipulations to get into Mexico is to have onward travel. In other words, they want proof that you're going to leave Mexico. Now, as I said, if you're here on vacation or holiday, the likelihood is that you've got a return trip home anyway and it's already done, so you don't need to worry. But if you're like me and you only book one-way tickets, then that's a problem. So what I had to do was that I booked a flight, the cheapest one that I could find. I actually used a company called WestJet, and I booked a flight out of Mexico back to Canada. The good thing about WestJet is, and you have to do your homework with this, is that WestJet, if you cancel the flight within 24 hours of booking it, you get a full refund. So that's what I always do. I find an airline that operates out of, say, Cancun, for instance, that will give me a full refund if I cancel it within a certain time period. Usually at the airport, before you actually leave to get to Mexico, the check-in girl will ask you of proof of onward travel. Getting to Mexico is really, really easy. You just have to abide by their rules and regulations like you do with any country. So just to recap, as I said, 180-day free visa. It's not a visa, it's a travel card that you fill out on the plane when you're on your way to Mexico. You give that in at immigration, they tear it off and give you half back. You keep that, they'll actually write 180 days on there and you're good to go. If you found this video useful, then please hit that subscribe button and also that little bell for notifications of further videos that I'm going to put up on YouTube. Thanks ever so much for watching. You take it easy.